Once again, one man ruins everything. Howdy hole, and welcome back to Whole Chat, a girl love and boy love podcast that only uses misandry when necessary. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me is someone who would marry historical fiction if it were a person, Keelz.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know that about you. I've known for a long time.
I do like historical fiction.
Yeah, that's why you married a black person, because I have so much historical fiction in my ancestry.
The face I'm making right now, Jesus.
Sorry.
What do? Smile? Cry? Apologize?
Don't worry, you're my reparations money.
Thank God.
It's so good to have you. You're better than 40 acres and a mule by a large margin.
What are we doing?
Sorry.
Did, Black History Month end and you're like, let's talk about the trauma of Black History real quick?
Well, Black History Month I pretty much missed.
You did.
Now, it's the other history month that I get to claim, Women's History Month.
Let's combine it with the Black History Month.
Yeah, we can do both.
I get it. As a fellow white person to all the whites out there, I'm accepting this.
Happy Women's History Month, or as we call it around here, Uri Month.
Ooh.
So it's all Uri, all the time, because queer women are important to history and to our psyches, which is proving very true every day of the month of March. But I enjoyed doing this last year, and I figured I'd give it another go this time, but I never expected that I'd be doing maids again.
Another maid story?
Yeah, because last year we did Maid in Heaven and Patience and Esther, 2 maid stories. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, okay, there couldn't be 15 more different ways to find Uri maids. I was wrong. So I'm going to fully admit I was wrong. Uri maids are very popular, first and foremost. And that makes sense because people like historical fiction.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And I cannot disagree with people that I do like it. I do enjoy seeing 2 maids being like, I guess we're just lesbians now. And we're going to sneak around. There's something to it.
I'm in lesbians with you.
Yeah, there's something charming about it. So I was wrong to think that I wouldn't find more. And so now I have found more.
Yeah.
So today I want to chat about Ghosts of Greywoods, a 2018 manhwa by letINK. It follows a young maid as she accidentally uncovers the mysteries and the horrors of Greywoods Manor. She finds a hot girl too, so it's not all bad.
Nice.
It's also, I think I'm going to mention this a couple times, it also feels like, oh, no, because I didn't really like ants that much. But there's that time in 2015 or something like that, but there was 2 movies, and they were both about friends with benefits, and I think one was called With Benefits, and then there was another one that was also the same sort of thing. And people who saw both were like, they're both decent movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're both decent movies about friends with benefits falling in love kind of thing. So just basic rom-com slop, basically, right? I would say that this and Maid in Heaven are that situation. They have very similar things going on. They have some similar theming going on as well. But they're both very different stories. And so they are both independently good. But as I was reading this one, I just kept thinking, oh my god, what was going on in 2018? Because Maid in Heaven was also, I believe, released in 2018. It was running during 2018. So I'm like, what the fuck was going on during that year specifically?
Yeah.
That everyone's like, maids in horror and lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in a manor and we're doing this. And one man is the worst part of it. So there's going to be some similarities that pop up. I'll probably mention them. I know Keelz will probably end up mentioning them too because she loves Maid in Heaven. We just love Maid in Heaven in this house, so
It's a good choice.
yeah. So I just want to leave that out there. If you're noticing it too, cool. If you haven't listened to our take on Maid in Heaven, it's available. I don't remember the episode number, but I believe the title is Run Maid Run Part 1 and Part 2. That's from last year this time.
Yeah, if you're in the mood for a good old spooky story that and a very good plot, This is a really good story. I will say, if you're in the mood for a Yuri, this is a Yuri light. This is a diet Yuri when you need to cut back.
Oh, we also talked about this in our first episode of the year when we were going down our top 5. Like, Maid in Heaven was mentioned then as well.
Yeah.
It is like the LaCroix of Yuri. It's a very good story.
I just want to mention it every time because, like, I personally, I know it would be my fault if I had, at this point, read this book and had missed all the warnings about it being a light Yuri. But I do hate accidentally picking up a story that I think is going to be, like, a really good romance between women, and it's like, oh, I guess they held hands at one point.
Right.
Like, I love it when the story's still good. I've read plenty of books when the story is still good, but you're like, there's actual romance here that I would have been like, can we not investigate that further? Like,
right. That's what I will say is the major difference between Ghost of Greywoods and Maid in Heaven. It's like Ghost of Greywoods, it's like, oh no, there is Yuri in here.
Hell yeah.
We are doing a Yuri, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
That's fantastic.
So that, I think, would be the outstanding thing that you notice. But,
yeah. You know, and what's funny is that's normally the opposite for, like, fantasy novels. Like, I swear to God, in every fantasy novel, there's, like, a romantic couple, hetero normally, and you're just like, I don't care. Quit falling in love. You have to take the magical egg to the mountain so the dragon can hatch it and save the world. Stop kissing. Like, with Yuri, it's the opposite. I don't give a fuck about the magical eye you need to throw in the ocean. Kiss! Who cares about the ocean? Kiss right now. You know, it's just, that is just the feeling.
I think it's because it's like, women have to do enough. Do you really have to throw the magical eye in the ocean, or could you just stay in bed?
Yeah, can the women just stay home? Like, wait for the try-hard man to come by and be like, hey, free magical adventure for you.
It's problem. Trick him with his man ADHD into going to save the world. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, like, I'm all for women saving the world, too, of course. But also, I want them to kiss.
Yeah.
I want them to have time to smooch a little.
Well, I do have to warn that because this is horror, and the horror goes different places for different reasons, I do have to warn that we are going to end up discussing suicide, murder, and non-sexual abuse. So if this ain't it for you today, protect your peace, and we will see you again soon.
Yeah, good idea.
Because we're gonna dig right into it in a second, so are you ready?
Yay. Yeah.
Let's go, lesbians.
Let's
go. This story kicks off with a bang. Or more specifically, a hang.
Aha.
Because it features a bunch of servants freaking out as they behold a makeshift rope made of sheets trailing out the window of the mistress' suite, with the mistress hanging on the other end of it.
Alive or dead?
Well, she's dead.
Well, because that sounds like an escape.
Sorry, hanging from her neck.
Out the window, though.
Uh-huh.
You know, funny story. This could have been a total accident. She's climbing down, had a little clumsy girl moment. Wrapped around her neck. Oops.
She's late for school, the toast in her mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, that's a whole thing.
Right. The only close-up image we get is of this woman's feet, which are scratched up and bruised.
Cool. Love seeing feet.
Especially in this situation. So I'll go ahead and show you the first
cool.
page.
I get to see it.
Yeah, the first page is that, and then this is what I mean by her scratched up feet.
Ooh, it looks like there's a burn on her foot, too.
So, the first couple of pages are just this, of understanding, okay, somebody has done a suicide.
Someone decided to escape, but...
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, the forever escape. Over this super not upsetting imagery, the mistress narrates a letter saying how wonderful her life would have been if she'd been able to live her childhood dreams. But since it ain't like that, she says to the receiver of said letter, if there's even an ounce of affection left for me in your heart, Linda, grant me this request. Protect the child.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not to the husband.
Nope. It certainly fucking isn't. Oh, we'll get to the husband right quick. Don't worry. We'll explain all of this as we go along.
Like Maid in Heaven, another male to ruin everything.
I told you. I warned you.
I mean, like, I feel like that's got to be the problem in Yuris that kind of fall in the the year of the maid. You know, when you're a little
Yes.
bit Victorian and there's a maid. That's always the issue is like, man, I want to kiss my servant, but I gotta get married to this dude or whatever.
Yeah, I believe this is Edwardian period based on the
shoulder sleeves and stuff.
Yeah, and they have they have the very like mannish lapels, the very masculine lapels going on. So I believe it's the Edwardian period where this is set, but it could be late 1800s or early 1900s. It's within that range. So electricity is a thing.
Yeah, I would think Edwardian. It's definitely like a gothic age of some sort, right? Is it a gothic vibe?
No. Well, as we get more into the art, you'll see that it's not right there. But yeah.
Because, like, the reason I was wondering if it was gothic, just, like, the very first opening, I'm like, it feels gothic. Because, like, you've got, like, dark furniture. Because this is in color, but the furniture's, like, black. The floorboards are, like, dark gray.
Oh, so actually this comic is not fully in color.
Oh, so it's spots of color.
Yes, they do color for emphasis.
Never mind. Okay.
But I get why. When you're reading the first few pages, you are trying to figure out, like, what's the motif here? Are we using color the full way? So no, fair point. I wondered that a lot. You're going to have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I like that.
You're going to be going and you're going to be like, excuse me? A lot.
If you can't grab my heart balls by good writing, confuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Make
is
me ask questions.
This is what we're doing. You might hurt yourself in your confusion.
God.
But it'll be okay. So we finish with the opening of Oopsie Toodles. I gotta go protect the child. It's very important it says protect the child and not protect my child or protect, whatever.
I keep hearing like fantasy voice, protect the child. You know, where they're like,
oh yeah.
That little wavery voice, child.
Yes, and I will say throughout this comic, there is nothing supernatural really that's going on, but you kind of wish there was.
You kind of wish it was.
Yeah.
I actually really like a story where you're like, is it supernatural or are you just really upset?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the parts.
We'll get there.
So, then the title card drops, and we are thrust into the future. Present day for our characters, but like 100 plus years in the past for us. Specifically, we come upon our main character, Marie White, actively becoming the victim of a hazing ritual, with a lot of quotation marks. Marie is brand new to both being a maid and to Greywoods Manor, meaning she's ripe for fucking with, and the other maids are DTF. She's told she must enter a specific room and stay there for a period of time if she wants her brooch back. So they've taken a keepsake from her, and they're like, yeah, if you go to this room and do blah, 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 then we can have your brooch back. It's not a big deal. You're not afraid of blah, blah, blah. Like, stupid bullshit.
You know how to get your brooch back? Go in the bathroom. Put soap bars in your nylon. Go for the leader of the group and just club them until they're down.
Okay, so I do have to emphasize that she's brand new to this job, and it is like 1898 or something like that.
Nah, she's got established dominance. Take over the maids.
Hey.
What? I'm right.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'm right, and you should just let it be true.
You are such a hood rat. The danger of doing such a thing as standing in a room. The rumor is that the ghost of the late mistress haunts that room, and that's so spooky. But Marie ain't no bitch. She's fully aware this is just a dumb prank, and to be honest, the entire manor reeks of loneliness, so it's not like one room is going to be any worse than the others.
I actually get that. I think I would also, like, truthfully be like, yeah, I'll do it.
Like, listen, she's been here for, I think this is her first or second day, and she's like, this place already sucks.
Mm-hmm. But also,
you think this is going to be worse?
But also soap bar. Would work.
Okay.
Doesn't leave bruises.
She's determined, too, to use her position within this manor to start fresh in her life, and to honor her sister, who is so very dear to her. So she enters the room, the light low from her lantern, and examines the space. Most of the furniture is covered in sheets, otherwise saving them from dust hanging heavy on every surface. A giant portrait of a beautiful blonde woman is mounted above the fireplace. She stares for a moment, then drags her hands across the mantel in an attempt to find whatever it is that she was sent here for. Because they told her an obvious lie of like, oh, there's something on the mantel and you have to find it and then bring it back to us and get your free brooch and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, of course. This has all just been a childish prank. And of course there's no fucking ghost. She plans to hurry back and hopefully smooth things over with her peers, But as she turns, she finds herself face to face with a ghostly-looking creature.
Mm.
A young woman stands before her in a nightgown, her hair a tousled mess, only one of her bright blue eyes visible in the darkness. The specter gasps, reaching out a hand with bruised fingertips towards Marie. Marie's wrist is grabbed, and the confident calm that once inhabited her body escapes, manifested as a loud scream that rings out amongst the manor.
Yeah, me too. Because notice how I went real quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Let me show you real quick. This is the girls talking about the ghost, being like, yeah, there's a ghost that lives in blah, blah, blah room. And then we get our first little shot of Marie. And this is what she's mentioning. It's a little, like, leaf brooch with, like, a gem in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Marie is from a peasant family, so this is, like...
That's important. Yeah,
it's very important. And it's from her sister, so there's a lot of sentimental value as well. But so she's thinking, this is crazy, these people are being weird with me. Then she goes into the room. This is the mistress.
Very
and I'll
pretty.
go ahead and tell you that she is who we saw at the beginning, hanging out of the window.
I mean, I would assume so.
Of course. And then this is what she sees.
No. Like, this other woman that's going to grab her or has grabbed her,
Mm-hmm.
she looks different from the rest of the story.
Uh-huh. And then this other woman's also kind of, like, gasping as well.
Uh-huh.
And then lunges for her.
Lunge away.
Yeah, okay. So, got lunged at, screams, and then we jump ahead a little bit. Marie, of course, gets in trouble for causing a ruckus, because it was a loud fucking scream.
I'm sure
Everybody heard it. The head housekeeper, Miss Chester, slaps Marie across the face for fucking around, in front of all the other maids, which is expected, but also sucks.
Yeah, but also, like, I don't like you getting beat up at work, but I'm glad she just didn't get straight up fired.
Yeah.
Because, like, you acting a mess as a maid during this time, the worst thing they could do is fire you and not give you a notice of leave.
Right.
And I'm sorry, like, it's unfortunate, but, like, screaming and causing a ruckus like this, that is grounds for them to do that. I didn't think they were very good grounds, but, like, I read a book out of fun, just, like, seeing, like, what shit people would get fired for back in the day. Damn. If they're gonna get fired, please at least be fired and give a notice of leave.
Right.
But, like, with a scream and doing all that, if this housemaid was really mad or the Lord was really strict, she could have been turned on her ear and that would have been the end of her life.
Right, that is the threat. I would rather get slapped than fired in this case, for sure.
I would take the slap too.
Right, so she does get slapped, but the head housekeeper also demands to know who else took part in this tomfoolishness. Marie, again, actively wants and needs this job, and the threat of firing if she doesn't spill the beans is far greater than being exiled by her peers.
Yeah.
So she rats out the other two girls who hazed her, refocusing Miss Chester's ire on them.
Good.
Miss Chester berates them, too, for fucking around, asking them if they really thought a ghost lived in the mansion. She's literally like, y'all even ever seen a ghost?
I'll show you a ghost.
And the girls are just like, no. She then turns back to Marie, asking if she saw any apparitions, emphasizing that she seems too smart to believe in supernatural nonsense. Marie pauses as she flashes back to what she did see. After her scream, Miss Chester appeared and grabbed the wild-looking girl, restraining her before staring at Marie in horror. Well, Marie is smart and quickly conjures up a lie about a rat being the reason for her outburst, rather than the very real, possibly mute young woman she came across.
Thank God she's, smart. But also, if her next move is to be like, I gotta find out about this mute woman, I understand.
Well, now I'm curious. Shit, fuck, okay.
Like, holy shit, you got me.
But yeah, here's Miss Chester. I believe they call her Mrs. Chester in the story, but she is unmarried.
Most maids had to be.
Yeah, so that's why I thought it was interesting that they call her Mrs. Chester the whole time instead of Miss Chester.
Yeah, that is actually interesting.
I don't... It might be a translation error, because there's a couple places where I think the translation is
It could even be an era thing, because it could be like, they're calling her Mrs. because Mrs. was a peasant term. So, like...
Could be.
Like, if this is, like, going into Old English, Mrs. would be, like, what peasants would say. Only the educated would understand the difference between Miss, Mrs.
Well, it's really interesting because she also is called that by the lord of the manor.
She
too.
could have also been a wife before and is now a widow.
I am positive she's not.
Yeah.
So it's just weird.
It could be something like that. Like, I haven't studied Old English in a long time.
True. So at this point, I'm going to probably switch around between calling her Miss and Mrs. I'm saying Miss because she is unmarried and has not been married before.
Mm-hmm.
She's also not that old. I want to say she's probably
late 20s.
In her 30s, maybe? Yeah. And I mean early 30s. She might be 30
She
now.
doesn't look old. She's got, like, that severe expression of, like, I'm the boss. But, like, they've done a good job at, like, not making her look ancient.
I think she's probably 30 or 31. So she's not quite old. Like, yeah. But it's not super, super relevant. It's really only relevant to one person, but we'll see about it. But, yeah, so she's kind of in her 30s, but this is Miss Chester. She is very severe looking, but otherwise looks like a head housekeeper.
Mm-hmm. Looks normal.
This is where she's like, ghost, what ghost? And then she's asking Marie, like, hey, you didn't see one, right?
Nope, just a rat.
And then this is what Marie actually had to deal with Miss Chester coming up and just kind of grabbing this other woman and holding her tight. And then that's her look of horror as she realizes that Marie has seen this other girl. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Miss Chester finishes her admonishment by demanding Marie's brooch return to her, and with a warning that all 3 maids are on her shit list.
Uh-oh. I like that, though. I've settled the matter, but just so everyone knows, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know, I like that.
Like, at this point, I'm thinking, she's harsh, but she's kind of cool. Whatever. Before Marie can depart, Miss Chester demands to speak with Marie privately.
Fuck.
She commends Marie on lying, and she specifically says, that's the only good thing you did today was lie.
Christ.
And then starts weirdly listing various facts about Marie's history, like how she's never been a maid before. She came with no letter of recommendation. She's not from around here, and therefore knows nothing of the manor or its owners. Basically, she's perfect.
I hate all of that.
Perfect to become the lady's maid.
Uh-oh.
What lady? Marie and you may be asking.
Nope, I know what lady. The spooky one.
Yeah, little Miss Spectre. That's the lady of the house. Eileen Rose, the only daughter of Lord Rose, the owner of this manor.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Chester then threatens Marie by saying, I won't write you a recommendation letter.
Exactly what I was talking about earlier.
And then grabs her by the shoulders and tells her that once she has a hold of something, she won't let it go.
Is she the Yuri?
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
Not for this girl.
No. But so we get an idea that's the ghost. This is a slightly better picture of Eileen.
Slightly less beat up looking.
But then, yeah, she grabs her by the shoulders like, once I have something, I'm not going to let it go. And this is when I was like, oh, that's intense. Why?
Because she's going to eat your pussy.
Like, what's I think Mary would feel better if it was that. But this feels weirdly intense. So, there is no ghost. Just a young woman who looks like one. And Marie is now locked into a situation she never expected. Her, first week out.
Will people even know what she's doing? Because, is this lady a hidden lady?
No, she is not. They know that she's there, but no one's really seen her, so they kind of assume maybe that's fake.
Like, she might not exist.
Mm-hmm. Or that she's actually been dead for a long time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Marie is confirmed to be, the only person who's seen her outside of a handful of characters in a long time.
All right. You're very, very little in, but I already have a guess.
Okay, go ahead.
Husband tortures his wife. Wife is like, I can't do this anymore. Kills herself. But I was like, sorry, baby, can't take you with me. Don't let my husband torture the baby maid. Maid didn't do a good job. That's where we are now.
We will... You'll see.
We'll see. You don't have to answer me. I just, these are the vibes I'm getting now.
Sure. I mean, at this point, you know that the child that need to be protected is Eileen, for sure. That part's clear, it feels very clear, that something happened to her mom to drive her to that.
And I'm assuming head maid was supposed to protect her and has failed. That is just my assumption. And Eileen is probably in very much similar situation as her mom and getting tortured by her dad.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. Stay tuned.
Like, this is such an English problem for real back in the day that I'm just like, I know this plot.
Yeah. But so far Marie's week kind of sucks. She's in a very new situation already, and it's at the behest of an extremely intense head housekeeper. It's not going great. So excited to be a big independent woman, and then there's this.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, Marie is given her new uniform, along with a new list of responsibilities. From this day forward, she will still rise with the other maids, but from the moment she wakes, she is required to be by Eileen's side, and to make sure Eileen takes her medicine at every meal. The only other information Miss Chester has for Marie is a thinly veiled threat about what Curiosity did to the cat. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Which, I have a picture of her threatening her? Maybe. Yeah, no, I do have the threat.
Yeah, this woman's eyes are intense. Hey, don't forget, I'll fuck you up.
Miss Chester's just so crazily intense for a long time. She doesn't ever stop really being intense.
I mean, if she's living in a household where abuse is running rampant, yeah, I think you'd be a little nuts.
Yeah. Well, there's a short detour where we're introduced to several other characters, all of whom are weird in some way or another. Miss Chester and the head butler, Mr. Cooper, are summoned to Lord Rose's office. Miss Chester explains the reason for shifting Marie into her new role, while Mr. Cooper staunchly objects, though for what reason, we're not entirely sure.
Is that the head of the house or whatever?
Yeah, Mr. Cooper is the head butler.
Oh, he's the head butler.
He's the head butler. And then we also get a shot of Mr. Rose, Lord Rose. So that's Lord Rose.
He looks something on his face?
He's taking his glasses off.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to get a shot with his glasses on because it kind of obscured his face by taking his glasses off.
Okay. So is the Lord against her being there, or is it just the head butler?
The head butler specifically against Marie being put in this new position. Okay. I don't ever get a full
reason why.
Well, I can speculate as the reason why, but I will have to tell that off pod because it gives too much away.
That's fine.
But I can speculate it, but he does initially not feel cool about this. Lord Rose, a stern-looking man, seems to barely listen to either of them and seems to express disdain for their collective presence. He does, however, agree with Miss Chester's decision-making, though he does disparage the idea that his daughter needs a real lady's maid. Just something about the way he says this makes it seem like there's something wrong with his daughter, and that maybe he's a little bit frustrated about it. Or that maybe he's a little bit of a psycho about it.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, if he's not even considering using his daughter as a cash cow, something's real wrong.
Miss Chester and Mr. Cooper are dismissed, leave the office, and run right into another male servant. I believe he's a footman, specifically. They run right into this other footman, a young man. Said young man, Ben, falters as he addresses Mr. Cooper, calling him uncle first, before giving him a recently delivered letter. Ben then politely greets Miss Chester as she takes her leave. He then stares at Miss Chester's retreating form with a strange look on his face.
Ew.
I had in parentheses, ew.
Yeah, like, you just already know.
Because this is Ben. Fuck Ben. And this is the look he gives to Miss Chester's retreating form.
Yeah.
I don't care for him.
So just so y'all know, Ben has, I'm a rapist face. Like, you're gonna avoid this man.
God, like, that's not even the issue with him, but he's still gross.
It's fine. He's
just gross.
It's like, whether it's misogyny, or he's a rapist, or he's a serial killer, he just, like, anyone who has this look on their face, you don't want to fuck with. You don't want to mess with. Mm-hmm. The only way you want to mess with them is if you're killing him,
did I go into a fugue state and relate him to something? You know what? Well, I'll pause, because I think I described him in anime terms later, like the type of character that he fits into. Mm-hmm. We'll get there later. But he skeeves me out.
Yeah, based on his face, he looks like he steals women's shoes and jerks off on them.
We'll leave it at that. Marie, meanwhile, is in the middle of a 3-hour standoff with Eileen. The lady is curled up on the ground in front of the window, while Marie stands awkwardly in the center of her bedroom, nervous and fidgeting. Silence hangs heavy in the air as Eileen stares at Marie, never faltering in her gaze. Things were not any better that morning when Miss Chester escorted Marie and facilitated their introductions. She just, brought her into the room and was like, hey, this is your new lady's maid, this is the lady, blah, blah, blah. The lady, curled up in a chair at the time, had taken one look in their direction before hurling a teacup at the wall. So, on sight, yeeted that cup. Shattered. Miss Chester took that as her cue to leave, despite Marie's obvious fear and confusion.
Marie, being don't leave me here alone.
Literally, yes. And things after that did not really improve. So, yeah, I do have their current standoff, which is at least calm looking, but but they just are standing there. And then this was the morning of Eileen curled up in the chair, and then the immediate yeet. And I really just saved these mostly for, Marie's faces are holy fucking shit. And Miss Chester's just completely calm, okay.
Good afternoon. Bye. I hope she's getting a really good raise for this new position, because you should.
She did actually get a raise. She did. So I do appreciate that. She did get a nice raise. Yeah, actually, that's the next thing I had in the script was Marie did get a pay raise. But no, so she did get a pay raise, and it is a good opportunity for a new maid overall. So she just has to be patient. She just has to work on it.
I am too obsessed with the parts of history that had servants and etiquette in it.
Yeah, you're a little maid-pilled.
Yeah, I'm a little maid-pilled, so I just know too much.
Yeah. Well, she does have this raise. She's just telling herself, I just need to be patient, wait it out, and it'll get better. So, too, her placement here means that her sister can live peacefully at home. She reminds herself as she fingers the brooch around her neck, an action that catches Eileen's attention.
Uh-oh.
Whether it's the brooch itself or Marie's worrying over it, this causes Eileen to spring into action, wordlessly grabbing at the pendant. This ends with the two women tumbling to the ground, Marie trying her best to defend her precious item. She pleads with Eileen to leave it alone, that it's from her dear sister, and Eileen suddenly freezes. The two ladies are now frozen, faces inches away, giving them the opportunity to truly take in one another. Despite the craziness from moments ago, Marie finds herself captivated by the blue of Eileen's eyes, her dry, cracked lips, and... Are those bruises?
Yeah.
On her neck?
Eileen is very pretty.
That's fucking weird.
But, very bruised. Everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I still don't know what set Eileen off. I think it was just, it might have been, what was on the brooch or whatever, or just that, it was an important pendant. Because also it's a maid wearing something that's kind of expensive.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't know what's going on right now, but, in my head, in my brain, Eileen wants to scare this maid off. So if you see someone touch something they like, I would also try to fuck with them, Mm-hmm. If I'm okay, I gotta scare someone off, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah, this is them staring into each other's eyes.
Look at that bruise, though.
And then noticing the bruise.
Honestly.
But also being wow, she's so pretty.
Honestly, I honestly think her dad is doing that choking game on her.
A choking game?
Oh, have you not heard about it?
No.
So I think the choking game was a modern term for what it's called. But in the 90s, early 2000s, teens were hanging themselves with sheets and other materials to get high from asphyxiation.
Oh, okay. Yes, then I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about back in the days. Back in the day, I didn't know about it, but in the 90s, yes.
No,
okay,
no. That's what I meant, because I was I know there's another term for it, but I was my brain couldn't remember asphyxiation, but it did remember the Criminal Minds version of the name they made up for it, which was the choking game. But it did had some sort of stupid name back in the day when some people were doing it. It was people did it, but in our part of the world, the bigger problem our folks were having was huffing spray paint cans. Mm-hmm. But apparently, little further up, choking yourself out was a real fun game. Or putting a plastic bag over your head. And
I have heard about both of those. Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. Because, her bruise does not look like hands did it. It looks like a rope or a sheet did it.
Well, you're about to find out.
Oh, good. I get to know.
Later that night, after a truly exhausting day, Marie collapses into her bed. The last 2 days have felt like 2 years, but at least this bed is here for her, and the following days will surely be easier as she becomes more used to her position. She drifts off to sleep, wondering why Miss Chester needed her for this job. That night, Marie is awoken by a loud noise, a slam, if you will, followed by a cavalcade of bangs, bams, thuds, and crashes. Just a whole host of concerning noises that seem to come from the ladies' room.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking from fear, Marie makes her way to Eileen's room and timidly reaches out to open the door. What she finds is Lady Eileen pinned to the floor by a shadow of a man, his hands firmly encircled around her neck. The man's eyes appear red in the darkness as his gaze settles on Marie.
Yeah, Marie, run for your fucking life.
Who are you? The man-like creature asks, never ceasing in his torment of Eileen. Marie, too scared to speak, just stares in horror. Which fair, girl. Damn.
Yeah, no, like, I think, honestly, I'd be hoping this was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because the horror of the scene...
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was coming, but damn.
Yeah, so this is her being woken by the slam. And then this is what she initially sees.
I can't see anything.
So you just kind of see...
There we go. Okay, now I can make it out.
So you really just kind of see Eileen for the most part. And then she sees red eyes in the darkness.
God, that's a good use of color.
Right? Right. And then just the who are you?
Kill him.
Unfortunately, he moves like lightning, lashing an arm out and grabbing Marie by the neck.
That sucks.
Once in his grasp, he realizes that Marie is that maid, here to assist her ladyship. He unceremoniously drops her and exits the room, leaving both women to gasp in terror. So legitimately, he grabs Marie and then... And I'm also like,
and
why?
I guess changed his
like,
mind.
why by the neck? Why immediately by the neck?
Well, because he's gonna strangle her.
But it's just crazy that his first thing is like, not arm, not clothing, but grabs by the neck, and then it's like, oh shit, you're the maid, huh? That's crazy, dog. You know? Deuces.
I am amazed that he actually left, though. Because, like, I again don't know what's going on, but I am fucking amazed he just left.
Yeah, he just leaves and he's like, oh, you're here to take care of her. We'll do that then.
God.
Like, don't ask me questions about choking her out. Just help her like you would. You know, go. Figure it out.
Yeah, no, that's weird, my dude.
Mm-hmm. Marie puts a hand to her throat in shock, because what the hell in fuck just happened to her?
Mm-hmm.
Eileen's coughs and gasps, though, shake Marie out of her stupor as she rushes over to her lady. And Eileen's neck bruises are bright red again, and her lips are recracked. You know, from all the gasping and thrashing she had to do.
I'm kind of astounded that it was just bare hands, because the like, and again, this could be related to the art, but the bruising is so uniform that it's just like, Jesus.
I will tell you, he's had practice.
I believe it.
Sometimes you get really good at the game. He's the LeBron James
of the choking game.
Yeah.
You know, I've been quietly thinking, man, I'm glad this is an adult podcast, because I'm off my rocker tonight. But honestly, this comic is off its rocker.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm reacting this way. That's why everything is getting said. This is rated M for mature, guys.
They have this actually listed as an R-15 rated comic.
R-15.
Uh-huh.
You know, and here's my problem with USA society. We view violence as not that bad compared to certain things.
Pause. Korea also agreed that there's an R-15
That's right.
version.
This isn't a Western comic. Okay. It's got Western comic vibes, though, at points.
But it is actually a manhwa. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No, but I was just like...
Don't worry. Korea agrees. If you kiss too hard, it'll get an M rating.
Yeah.
But if somebody gets, stabbed through, they're like, well...
yeah.
The kids are probably fine.
No. It's just like... But USA does this, Korea does this, where it's just like, yeah, violence is okay, and it's like, he stabbed that woman 4 times. I think that's as bad as, I don't know, giving her a hickey. Like, what's wrong with you? Because they'd be like, they're like, the hickey is NC-17, and I'm like, no, NC-17 should be the fact that he choked her out. Like, come on.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, I'm a little surprised, but also not surprised, but still, this is very shocking imagery. So if again, warning, if you don't want to see violence, I wouldn't do this one.
Yeah, I think this is only chapter 2 or 3 too, because this is
it's
also
quick.
This is also I figured out that it's 35 chapters with 4 episodes of epilogue.
Wow.
So it's only 35 chapters, so they have to move quick, to be fair.
Yeah.
They got a lot to cover.
Yeah. It, like... But you like it. Would you
Yeah.
consider it... Okay. Like,
Yeah.
I love when they're short and good, because sometimes you get a lot of short ones that are, like, mid.
No, I had a great time.
Cool.
I had a stellar time. I'm so excited to be talking to you about this, even though it's horrifying right now.
It is horrifying. Like, I'm all into it.
So, Marie is now going over to help Eileen. But upon seeing Marie, Eileen lets out raspy, unintelligible shouts, still locked in a state of fear. Marie pushes aside her own distress, like, not Eileen's, but her own distress.
Yeah.
And offers out a hand to her lady, before gently enveloping her, all the while assuring Eileen that she's safe now. Marie holds Eileen until the latter breaks out into sobs.
God, that sucks.
Eventually, Marie gets Eileen back in bed and to sleep.
I would, like, be guarding her bed after this. This is horrifying.
Mm-hmm. But I bet you're wondering, who the fuck is wandering around the manor and choking people out?
It was her dad.
You're delivered that info via Miss Chester as she scolds her boss, Lord Rose, for not waiting until Eileen's wounds had healed before going all UFC on her.
Yeah.
And Rose is just fixing his tie, and Chester's politely being like, well, you shouldn't have done it. This, of course, angers Lord Rose,
fucked up.
who believes Miss Chester is speaking out of turn, especially when it's her fault he had to wild and out anyway. Because if she'd just been watching Eileen better, he would have stayed calm.
Jesus Christ.
So we have seen the child abuse. We then immediately switch over to Darvo. Because how much toxicity can we put in one chapter, essentially?
Well, men can hold a lot of toxicity in, like, this era, truly.
That's true. But I also like the juxtaposition here of, like, you saw
him as a monster.
Yeah, you saw Lord Rose as a monster, and then you see him as, like, a distinguished gentleman fixing his tie, but also how crazy the last scene was of Marie and Eileen, like, clinging to each other, and then we're just in this, like, very prestigious-looking office immediately afterwards, like, nothing's wrong.
Yeah, it's very sterile.
Yeah. Yeah,
Does
and then
he try to choke his maid?
We'll address this in a second. Let's look at me cook.
She does have a high collar. Oh my god.
No, wait. Like any reasonable person, Miss Chester does not accept this excuse of, like, oh, hey, it's your fault, you shouldn't have done whatever, and attempts to appeal to Rose's morals.
What morals?
Eileen is the deceased lady's only living relative, so he must take care of her in her honor, and blah, 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 whatever. The whole, like, you have to do this because
this man has no honor. He's strangling women.
Fully understand where she's coming from, but this is a man who loves to grab throats, so he, of course, lunges for Miss Chester's throat, yelling at her not to speak of Karen in his presence.
Was that her name?
So the lady of the house, her name was Catherine.
But he calls her Karen.
Yes, because the author explained it. I think they're from Denmark, and so the short form of Catherine is Karen.
Interesting.
There. Yes, that's apparently that was explained. But yeah, so he calls her Karen, but her full name is Catherine. So he's got that over familiarity of, like, I call her by her nickname kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than get Miss Chester's throat, he accidentally pulls a locket from her neck. As a necklace falls and hits the ground, it de-escalates the argument, drawing their attention away from one another. The locket falls open to reveal a small braided lock of blonde hair. Which, I would stop fighting if I saw that, too.
Jesus.
Lord Rose obviously asked about it, because what the fuck? But Miss Chester claims she received it from Eileen. You know, back when she was her nanny. And then it, like, cuts this pastoral image of Miss Chester and little Eileen hanging out, and, like, they're looking at a dragonfly or something like that. And then immediately after that, it jumps to current Eileen looking fucked up as Marie applies ointment to the bruises on her neck. So there's that juxtaposition. They have a lot of juxtapositions in here, which makes this extra horrifying.
Someone come get Eileen out of this.
For real. But yeah, this is the locket with a little lock of hair in it. Which
that is not Eileen's.
We both know it's not Eileen's hair.
But also, like, I'm just going to say, this little Miss LeMaid, you don't deserve to keep that hair. You've not been doing a good job protecting the daughter. I am this dead mother's voice from hell. You fucking suck. Continue.
Okay. But yeah, then we have pastoral image, and then immediately to applying the ointment on her terribly bruised neck. Because, yeah, now she's got new bruises over the old bruises. It looks, terrible.
Yeah, please, please, like, please, maid. I know you're under a lot of stress right now, but I hope you grow some balls and take out the Lord, because fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please kill this man.
Marie finishes applying the ointment as Eileen quietly dissociates. The maid then blows on Eileen's neck in an attempt to help the cream dry.
Well,
She only stops when she realizes just how close she is to the lady and notices the blush creeping up on Eileen's cheeks. So this is our first little bit of Yuri.
yeah. I feel really bad for Eileen, though. I bet she hasn't had much kindness, you know? So I bet any little bit of kindness would kind of...
Oh,
yeah.
I get what you mean. Marie jumps away and excuses herself, then attempts to break the awkwardness by offering to braid Eileen's hair. The lady can't really respond right now, considering the state of her throat, so Marie really just gets excited on her own, explaining how she often braids her younger siblings' hair, and that she could even step out into the back garden and gather some flowers to incorporate into Eileen's hair. She takes off before Eileen can nod yes or no. She's just like, oh, that's crazy that you're so pretty and like I'm so close to you and I gotta go. So, truthfully, initial gay panic.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, baby's first gay panic.
Baby's first gay panic, and then also, Jesus Christ, like, what a job. Mm-hmm. What a hard fucking job to start at.
Mm-hmm. When she's gone, Eileen idles for a second, kind of taken aback by the speed at which Marie formulated her plan, then leaps from her bed and rushes to the window. Marie, true to her word, is in the garden and glances up to wave at Eileen. The lady blushes as she continues to gaze out the window, watching Marie kneel to gather wildflowers in her skirt. In the distance, Ben, the weird nephew, stares at Marie.
Boy. I'm not going to take it from the owner of this house, who's probably a lord, like a duke or a baron or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you try anything, I'm going to somehow reach through this comic and snap your dick off.
I just... like... I knew as I started writing this script, I realized, oh, I hate Ben. Because when I first read it, I was like, oh, he sucks, but it's like, whatever. And then when he started showing up as I was going through my reread and writing this through, I thought, oh, I hate this motherfucker. Because there's no way for me not to mention that he shows up. Because if I don't mention it, it's weird. But he really does just show up and is like creeping.
Yeah. No, he has a creeping face. Like, he's not like, how do I put this? He doesn't feel like a real servant right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, a lot of servants are made to look like background drops. Same hairstyle, same clothing, same haircut, same expressions. Like, your expressions are taught to be neutral or look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the only time you're like, it's different is when they're new, because they're a little more wide-eyed and worried about it. Mm-hmm. He immediately stands out because he has this, like, when he looks at women, when they're not looking, the look is very pompous, calculating, and like, how am I going to get that today? Like, it's just problematic.
He's such a dumb motherfucker.
And then hearing him call the butler uncle, I'm just like, so someone had to get you a job.
Nepotism. It's always fucking nepotism with these motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Sorry, I just hate him so much.
I mean, like, look alone, I can use the, girl, I know. He's a problem. He's a problem. Looks alone, you can tell. Mm-hmm. I'll be real surprised if he ain't.
Oh, God. You're going to be more surprised by how far it goes.
God.
The next bit is mostly exposition. A combination of Marie's past and her present. Presently, everyone in the manor is gossiping. Partially about a forthcoming guest, a bit about what the heck is going on with Lady Eileen and her ailments, and a lot bit about Marie and her trifling ass. The trifling is their opinion. Marie's done nothing wrong.
Yeah, but they're mad because she ratted them out. But she was right. She needed to.
They're like, oh, these other two girls are marked forever. And it's like, they shouldn't have hazed her. Idiot.
You fucking caused her a problem. Was she supposed to get fired or not?
Right. And it's like, well, they could get fired. They shouldn't have hazed her. Mm-hmm. Jesus. It's enough for Marie to realize that she will never have friends in this place. But maybe, she thinks, this is her punishment. Why punishment? Because this maid job should have been her sister's opportunity, and Marie was quite happy to be able to take it in her stead. Just who would want their sister to lose out, right? Granted, her sister is super sickly and has dealt with a lot of trauma. Like, her sister got a maid job initially, got married, and was pulled out of the maid job. Like, married a merchant, so it was, like, on a higher status.
Mm-hmm.
Then, got pregnant, was going to have a kid. Husband died in an accident, lost the kid. And then also lost regular employment. Because it's like, well, that woman's too sad, basically, to employ.
Yeah.
Too many bad things have happened to her to employ her. So, to Marie, her punishment makes sense. She feels like, you know...
She stole something from her sister.
Yeah, I took a good opportunity from her. But it feels unfair for Eileen to be suffering, too. Dang. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm being punished, that's fine. But why is Eileen being punished?
Girl, she's been punished her whole life.
Mm-hmm. As she chews on her thoughts and her inability to make connections, one man proves that he is willing to make contact with her. It's Ben, looking untrustworthy as always, calling out her last name until she responds to him.
Ben, glorious Ben, preying on the women.
Oh, I just have in parentheses creep.
I mean, oh, I'm a creep.
Well, no. That's disservice to Radiohead. This dude just sucks.
God. He
introduces himself before immediately launching into a mini interrogation. His reason? He and the other staff members are just so curious about Marie. And does Marie know why everyone's so dang curious and whispering about her? Like, he literally does do, hey, do you know why we're curious? And that, like... Yeah. Oh, that tests my patience.
It's just irritating.
It's just so fucking annoying.
It's just irritating.
Okay. So, Marie guesses correctly that it's because of her new position. But Ben is all, nuh-uh-uh, that's not the only reason.
It's because you're a cutie.
Like, he's giving honest to God Zelos from Slayers vibes, but he's a fucking loser, and Zelos is a shifty little demon.
Yeah.
Like, Zelos will be fine with, but this dude is, like, embodying that vibe, like, he wants to be Zelos. You know what it's like? When Slayers was popular, and when animes were popular, they had this type of character type where it's like, oh, he's sneaky, and his eyes are always closed, but there's something secret about him. When these character types are popular, it's that dude who had the shitty cosplay of them, and then wanted to lean into their character, but they're really just harassing women. That's Ben.
Is it like that guy from Fruits Basket who's always taking women's panties?
I don't remember enough about Fruits Basket to remember.
Weirdly, this is all I remember, is that there is a character with his eyes closed and he's constantly talking about high school girls' panties.
It might... yeah. Anybody who would cosplay that guy, like, you think you're like, oh, I'm just like them, and women are into it. It's like, no. They're kind of creepy in the show, and you're making this worse. Mm-hmm. In real life, I want to push you into traffic.
Yeah.
That's Ben.
Yeah. I mean, like, you could tell by all of them. The way he's drawn, that face, like, it's literally like, this is a red light for girls that know.
I just want to choke him.
He's an example you would point at. Like, you and the girls at the frat take the younger girl out, then you point at him across the bar. Never. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, never.
By the way, he doesn't get choked in this. And I think that's a disservice.
That is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping, like, to hear he'd get choked or, like, something.
So many other people get choked and he doesn't get choked, and that's unfair.
Does the dad only choke women? Because if that's the case, then it's a sexual release, too. It's not just about power, it's a sexual release.
He does only choke women. He gets mad at other people, but he doesn't go for their necks. It's only women he goes for their necks.
Yeah, it's a power play.
Ew.
Yeah, it's a power play. He sees himself as the man, as superior, so he's gonna hurt who he finds inferior, and then it's also a sexual release.
Ew, now there's true crime all over my fancy little comic.
Yeah.
Well, Creepo does eventually explain that due to the high turnover in the mansion, no one besides the head housekeeper and the butler ever seeing the lady, and the fact that anyone who gets near Eileen's or her mother's room gets immediately fired, Marie being in this position is too fucking interesting. Legit. Why her of all people? And why the heck now? And so they do establish that not only do a couple people only see Eileen, everyone else only stays at the manor for like 2 years max, and then they're out. And they get a new group. And so these people are never going to stay that long,
so
regardless.
How long have you been here, Ben?
Ben's been here for longer because he is the nephew of Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Probably because he's preying on all the maids and, like, getting a pat on the back for it.
No, he doesn't do that. but he's still dumb, and I still don't like him. Like, he doesn't do as many bad things as he could, but he does enough stuff that I'm like, I hate you. And you just don't, he doesn't have to be a creep. He doesn't have to be creepy like this. Mm-hmm. He really doesn't have to be creepy like this.
He's a warning.
Yeah, whatever. So, as that chapter wraps up, Marie, 1, finds out that her sister died soon after she left.
Damn.
And 2, Eileen ends up coming to Marie's room and then pulls Marie from her desk so they can sleep next to each other in their bed, made of Uri.
In their bed, made of Uri.
Yes. A moment of true whiplash, dealing with the grief and also unlocking the next level of closeness with a weird cat-like girl that you serve.
Yeah, but, like, also, this girl, I wonder if anyone's ever saved her in any capacity from this. Mm-hmm. Because, like, again, I don't know anything that's going on, but I can't imagine anyone's saved her or helped her.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Marie. This is her sister.
Who she does look sick or depressed.
A little bit of both. She's got a lot of grief going on. And then this is Ben talking to Mary, being like, hey, it's me.
No, even the way they paneled this man is creepy.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
He can't just do a normal look. And then this is Marie's sister, like, sending her off and then giving her the brooch at that point and being like, don't forget me, I'll miss you, blah, blah, blah. That sort of thing. And then, you know, sister gave me a smile. And then also, I saved this shot because Marie did end up braiding flowers into Eileen's hair, which is very sweet.
I will say, like, it is a sign that someone's going to kill themselves if they start giving away their things. But, like, this might have also been tied up in the fact that her sister's leaving and they're not going to see each other often. But it's still, like, in, like, modern society, that's a big warning.
For her, she knew she was going to die, is what it is.
Yeah.
So she, like, it does, at the end of it, establishes that her sister sent her for this opportunity because she knew she wasn't going to make it. She might have even been able to make the trip or whatever. And so this was her way of being like, please remember me. I loved you. I know you loved me and cared for me. But also, you go seek your future. It shouldn't be my turn. Because, like, her sister's the oldest. Mm-hmm. And so Marie had been thinking, well, my sister deserves this chance. She doesn't deserve to have this. And it's like, right, but it's your turn now, Marie. Like, you should be able to find happiness. So her sister really, like, wished her well and wanted her to find her own path and stuff like that. So it's sad, but it's like bittersweet. Yeah. You know? And then this is Eileen showing up, getting Marie out of bed and being like, hey, I sleep here now in your bed.
Yeah, I would too. Don't sleep in your room.
And then this is also when Marie starts saying how Eileen kind of reminds her of her sister, but she can't put her finger on why. Mm-hmm. And you as the reader should know, it's pretty obvious. Marie's sister suffered and Eileen's suffering. They have a lot of suffering. And that, I think, is what reminds them, like, reminds her of both of them.
Quite a bit of suffering.
Yeah, there's more suffering than we should be dealing with. So that's nice. And we have this cool little moment with Eileen and Marie. And then, of course, we gotta finish off with Ben smirking and hoping that Marie takes the bait.
What's the bait?
I don't, look, at this point, you don't know.
Did anything feel like bait to you?
No, at this point, no, none of it feels like bait. Because you do not know what Ben's after.
Okay.
But it's just that it ends with that specific, like, oh, I need her to take the bait. And it's like, I fucking hate you. I'm not going to read this next part in my script because it's literally just me being mad at Ben.
Is it a paragraph of your anger at Ben?
God. This guy sucks.
We have shit talked Ben enough.
Yeah. I think the only thing is he is helpful sometimes, but it's generally accidental.
Yeah, that is a creep. That's how you write a good creep in a story.
Yeah.
When they are a creep, but through their own hubris, ego, folly, they reveal pertinent information. That's the best type of creep in a book.
That's him.
Because you never want a clever creep.
Yeah.
You don't want a clever one. You want one that's a little arrogant, a little egotistical, but is dropping clues and, useful at certain points.
That's him to a T.
Yeah.
But we can't stay focused on Ben the Creep, because the other hot goss around the manor is becoming relevant. The Marquis of Autumn Dawn has sent a request to Lord Rose to please house his sickly son at the manor until his condition improves.
No, what if he strangles the boy?
He doesn't strangle boys, I just
That's
told you.
right, that's right.
His neck is safe. He cites how much better the air is there, and all the other things you'd say to ship off one of your offspring. All of which makes Lord Rose angry.
Is this a family friend or like a cousin asking for this?
It's supposed to be someone they are on like good business terms with, like
that's still weird
kind of thing. Well, so they
Hey, business partner, take my kid.
They are both okay. So like Lord Rose is a viscount, and then this is a marquis. So they're supposed to be all in the same society, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're nobles.
And then also, I believe the son had visited before, because he's always been sickly, so he visited before when he was a kid, and he claims to have played with Lady Eileen and stuff like that. So there is some precedence to having this boy come over. He's been here before. So they are supposed to have a good relationship, whatever. I say this as Lord Rose.
He could be also trying to set up a marriage match. Like,
yeah, I say this as Lord Rose, like, burns the fucking letter.
Oh, he's like, no, I don't want him here.
Fuck you. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Lord Rose has no choice, however, because while he is a lord, he's no marquis, and his position in the hierarchy isn't high enough to refuse. He commands Mr. Cooper to prepare a room, but otherwise washes his hands of the situation for the time being. Ben, of course, overhears this, leaks the info immediately, and then goes to bother Marie. So, when we had come across him talking to Marie and, like, bothering her for the first time, he had already dropped the gossip to the other servants. And so that's how they knew, like, oh, somebody's coming and that sort of thing. And this is also kind of the point where we need to understand that Ben is trying to 4D chess the situation. Because he purposefully leaked it, and then is talking to Marie, and then is trying to set up something in his brain.
I don't know what he's trying to set up yet. I don't know.
It's stupid.
I have a feeling because, like...
It's stupid.
There's been nothing in his words that baited me to be interested, even as a reader. Like, I'm not curious about anything he says.
I'm mostly just annoyed.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know what it is. You're probably putting too much onus on it in your own head. It's probably not that important.
Truthfully, it's really not that important. So, checking back in with Marie, we find her and Miss Chester discussing one of her other new tasks. She's in charge of Lady Eileen's vast wardrobe of 3 loose female garments.
Loose female? Like, loose, what's that mean?
Like, they are just basically sacks. It's essentially like fancy pajamas.
Oh, okay.
She has no formal or outside clothing.
Oh.
She only has nightgowns.
What's wrong with this dad? Plenty.
The choking, for one. When Marie questions why Eileen only has night clothes, Miss Chester asserts that she has no need for anything else.
You failed in your job in protecting this girl. Look, I've decided she's also on the shit list, so if she gets choked out, she deserves it.
Nevertheless, Marie takes to her work, helping the lady dress, while trying to both catalog and ignore the myriad of bruises all over Eileen's body. She does inquire about Eileen's neck, like, how's it doing? Is it feeling better? And is met with an affirmative nod. Because she still can't talk right now. These are the, like, 3 garments she has. And, of course, Marie's like, who, excuse me? And then she just kind of accepts it. And it is what it is. And Miss Chester looks, like, weird for a second when Marie accepts it, but it's like, you told her not to ask questions. And she did see Lady Eileen get choked out. I think she's done asking questions right now. You know?
Like, she's like, maybe she's like trying to figure out how to build a plan. But I also wouldn't ask questions. Yeah.
And then dressing Marie. And this is also how you understand, like, so Eileen always is wearing these, like, high collared nightgowns and stuff like that. Now we're understanding why. Because it's to hide all the bruises. So, like, high collar, fully covered sleeves, fully covered, to the floor, to hide things, essentially. So, now the 2 women are alone, and the vague feelings of awkwardness have fallen away. Marie's got one question. What the hell in fuck was Eileen doing in that room in the West Building? Eileen glares at her and gestures, essentially asking Marie the same question in return. So she, like, points rapidly at her, like, hey, why were you there? Marie clumsily explains herself, adding in the ghost nonsense despite it not being relevant. So she explains, like, I was there for this and blah, 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 and maybe there's a ghost, maybe there wasn't a ghost, but I didn't mean to go there, I'm really sorry. And then Eileen attempts to respond, but coughs, because, And they end up sitting while she writes out her own explanation. Eileen was in that room because it was her mother's, and she was looking for her diary. Her father only visits every 2 to 3 weeks, so she had time to steal the key from Miss Chester and sneak her way into the room. So now we're establishing Miss Chester is the one who has the key to Eileen's mother's room.
Cool. So she has, like, she knows a time when Daddy's gonna come choke her out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sentence felt really gross in my mouth, and I didn't mean it in a perverted way. I meant it in the literal, her dad is choking her out.
Yeah. Yeah. Marie seems to completely gloss over the fact that only one person in the entire manor has access to the late lady's room, and it's not her own daughter. And then instead focuses on how much Eileen looks like the portrait of her mother, and how they both have such beautiful eyes. Though Eileen's are like sapphires, she says, as she gets drawn in by their beauty.
Girl, I mean, good for you.
Can't beat the Yuri allegations here.
I just say lay it on thick, because, like, even if I don't know, I would do whatever this girl wanted. She's going through hell.
I know.
Pay her some compliments, brush her hair, bring her whatever she wants.
Yeah, let her step on you, whatever it is.
If she handed me an ice pick and told me to kill her dad, I'd do that too.
For real. Both girls blush as they realize that even this distance is too close for two young ladies, and then they pull away. Marie pushes through her embarrassment by trying to refocus on the topic at hand, asking if Eileen remembers her mom or if she thinks that there are a bunch of diary entries about her, that sort of stuff. She also apologizes for blathering on about the deceased Lady Rose, as the staff has been forbidden to speak of her, and Marie really doesn't know anything about her. Eileen, however, is intensely focused on the robust color of Marie's blush on her cheeks, her ears, and running down her neck. So they're trying to have this important conversation about, like, wow, what were you doing, and blah, 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 and we're finally communicating back and forth with words in some way for the first time. And they're both just like...
Elaine's like, sexy lady.
And Marie's also like, God, she's pretty.
All right. I have a new tiny theory.
Okay.
Dad's married to his wife, but she's a lesbian, and he's pissed about it. He starts choking his daughter out later when he realizes she's a lesbian, too.
Interesting.
So, like, that's just new theory. Because, like, part of me is hoping she hasn't been his little choke doll for her whole life, you know? Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't know. Abuse is terrible, but I just hope it hasn't been her whole life.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, so this is the little scene of like, hey, what were you doing there? And
she looks very cute.
Yeah, they do. It is very much like cat girlfriend and dog girlfriend is kind of their relationship, which is very cute. I think I just had this for the fucking paneling, honestly.
I mean, the paneling of this is very good. I did. It's very good for horror and suspense. Like, yeah. I'm into this.
I did have that definitely for the paneling. This I had for the homosexuality.
Yeah, because then when you also have the romantic moments in it, it's also good. It's nice.
Yeah, because these two are not doing well.
No, they're Yuri-pilled for sure. Mm-hmm. Eileen can't even physically talk, can she?
Right now, she cannot talk.
God.
So Eileen's looking at that blush, letting Marie blather on about, like, yeah, I just don't know anything about your mother, so I probably shouldn't talk about it. And then Eileen suddenly leans forward, placing a hand on Marie's shoulder, and whispers in her ear, I don't know anything about her either.
Ooh.
What Eileen does know is that her mother committed suicide by hanging herself out her bedroom window with a noose. Eileen has her lips nearly on Marie's ear as she continues, telling the maid that she needs her help. And I definitely kept this because I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Stunning visuals.
Stunning visual. And then her, like, lips are almost on Marie's ear.
Yeah, it's very Yuri-pilled, very suspense-pilled. I really like it. And, like, every time you see the panel, the art is getting better and better. Because I would say, like, it's not like the art's bad, but you can definitely tell it's a little shaky.
Yeah.
And she's getting... The artists, he, she, they are getting into their style.
Mm-hmm. It really good. Solidifies probably around chapter 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah. Yeah, so Eileen has her, lips almost on Marie's ear and then says, hey, I need your help. How? Marie stammers out. Eileen then cradles Marie's head in her hand, voice still barely a whisper, and then promises to tell her after they get to know each other a little better. Once she's certain Marie won't betray her. And as she says that last bit, it's superimposed over an image of Miss Chester.
Miss Chester betrayed her. I'm not surprised. I don't trust that cunt. She failed this girl. She screams the vibes of regret of, I'll do anything. I'll hold my promise and I'll help protect this girl, and then did nothing. Mm-hmm. She's a false ally. She's got that whole look about her.
Well, we're going to end the summary with foreshadowing of this, because this is kind of the best place to stop before things
you
really
expose everything.
Really, after this point, you don't have much more downtime before you are, like, racing downhill for the most part.
Can you say what bait Ben was trying to do, or would that give too much away?
I will explain essentially that Ben is trying to get other people involved in his grand scheme of, I want to have a good job. That's it. He's looking out for himself. He just basically wants to have a good job and wants to work at a better manor or have higher social standing by working at a better manor. It's all focused on, like, I want to have job security and it to be a good job. That's it.
I don't get how that's bait. I don't get how that's...
I think the bait for him was getting Marie involved. Because if he can get Marie involved, then he can get Lady Eileen involved in whatever schemes he has.
Okay.
And so he's hoping that him saying stuff to her in a cryptic fucking fashion will get her to be like, oh, what do you mean? Because truthfully, she's a peasant girl. People think she's stupid.
Yeah. Can I just say, he did a bad job at it. This guy's a bad storyteller.
I agree. He thinks he's smart. He thinks he's smart.
I think that's fascinating because this guy's a bad storyteller. Nothing he said has grabbed me.
Yeah, so I have a couple more pictures. So this is a picture of the young man that's supposed to be coming, the one dude's son, the Marquis's son.
He does look sick.
He does look sickly. His name is Aaron William Hastings from the Hastings family. He is also here for reasons. He's also trying to manipulate a situation.
Marriage?
Yes, but he has no idea what the fuck's going on.
I would assume it was marriage.
Yeah, it's for marriage, but it's mostly for himself, because if he can get married, that puts him in a better situation, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Everybody's got an agenda in this, pretty much.
Of course they do.
And then, of course, this is another picture of Papa Rose. Anytime I see him, he's not doing well.
Papa Rose is horrifying.
I saved this because this was horrifying.
Is this him choking his daughter
No, he did something else to her. He broke one of her bones.
Why?
Yeah, and then this is Miss Chester and Marie having to stand outside of the
while
room.
He's breaking her bones.
And so they hear it happen.
Why is he doing
that? To keep her away from the guest.
She doesn't have any clothes to go meet the guest.
I know. Hey, look. Girl, I know. I don't know what's going on in this man. And then, I had cute Yuri in here. She's, like, kissing her tear, which I thought was a nice little thing to keep. Yeah, I got their first kiss in here just because.
Yeah, you need a lot of nice little kisses to make up for all the strangling and then the bone breaking.
Mm-hmm. And then this is actually Catherine Rose. She looks a lot like her daughter.
I could tell that it was Catherine and the headmaid.
And then the author also draws cross-dressing for both of them. This is a fantasy cross-dressing, where Eileen's the one cross-dressing, and then Marie actually does cross-dress in one of the epilogues.
Ooh, cool.
Which I think I have the picture of that. Yeah, then here's Marie cross-dressing.
Why?
For reasons.
Cute.
I'll explain to Keelz for sure. Y'all will have to read it to find out.
The art looks cute, and it finally looks like Eileen is healthy in the future, so...
Yeah. I will say, the epilogue is good. The story ends well. It's just a long ride to get there. Well,
yeah.
long/short ride. It's an intense ride, but it's not that long of a comic.
Yeah.
I read this in one sitting. Because, like I said, it's only 35 chapters of the main part and then 4 chapters of the epilogue. So you can definitely make it through.
Things can't always go perfect in a story for a story to actually grab you. You actually need drama. So, I get why this story had to have drama. Yeah. Even though it's intense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's dive into these characters real quick so we can go over my other feelings for them and other pertinent information.
If you have another 2 paragraphs on Ben, we gotta talk.
I don't. I only have 1 paragraph on Ben. Trust. And that's all he deserves.
I'll just take your hand, look you in the eyes, and say, he can't hurt you anymore.
Ben's not real. Marie White is our main character and a brand new maid at Greywoods Manor. She's determined, hardworking, and compassionate, which makes up for her lack of worldly knowledge. For a girl from a peasant family, she's pretty damn fearless, too. She's captivated by Eileen, though her reasons for being so caught up are hard to sort through, but it's mostly gay. Mm-hmm. It's mostly just being gay. She asks if Eileen is gonna get married at one point, but she very clearly doesn't want Eileen to get married, but also wants her to escape more than she wants Eileen to stay with her.
Yeah. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Like, Yuri be damned, I just don't want someone to be choking you every night.
Yeah, she doesn't want her to suffer, so she's like, it would hurt me if she leaves, and I don't know why I feel that way, but also she should go.
She should go. Just run, girl.
Miss Chester is Marie's foil in this as well.
Where Miss Chester failed, Marie won't.
Yeah, essentially.
Like, look, I'm sorry. She has that... I hate to say it, and I hate to be calling it out like that, but she has that vibe of someone who, like, you didn't do what you promised.
Yeah. Yep. I understand. Eileen Rose is our female lead, the daughter of Viscount Rose, and the lady of Greywoods Manor. She's been pretty much isolated since she was young and hasn't really done any schooling, etiquette, etc. She's intelligent, conniving, and full of enough rage for 10 people, which is deserved.
Good.
Whatever princessy personality she could have developed from being a distinguished lady has been, quite literally, beaten out of her. She is incredibly resilient and will not rest until her father is murdered. Go off, Queen. That is something she says. She's like, I'm gonna kill him.
I hope you do.
Kill him with my bare hands.
I hope you do.
She seems completely aware of what gay is and is unashamedly trying to put the moves on Marie.
Nice.
Like, for as much as she's checked out about other things, she's like, she seems receptive to me. Are you receptive?
Yeah.
You wanna be gay?
I mean, I don't think gay was a big secret in any period of life, no matter what we tried to say. I wish I remembered the name of the prints that they had, but they had these very famous prints that were lithographs, and they were found hidden in someone's studio, and it was of, like, lesbian actions.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool because, like, people at first were like, it's some guy's porn, but they actually found, like, other gay documents with it, so it's more like he was actually just documenting it and, like, keeping it for himself or keeping a history of it.
Yes.
Which I think is interesting.
Yeah. So let's move on to our love to hate, Linda Chester.
Mm-hmm.
She is the head housekeeper, the former nanny of Eileen,
Failed.
and former lady's maid to the deceased Lady Rose. She's also a secret fourth thing that if you read Made in Heaven, you could probably figure out.
Lover of Catherine.
She's stern, calculating, manipulative, and, for the most part, a coward.
Yep.
She's got a ton going on in her life and is trying to make better choices to atone for her one major fuck-up. She does finally atone at the end in the sickest way possible. But
Does
holy
she die?
shit.
I hope you die.
She atones, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
We're not spoiling. But
That's
she does
fine.
atone at the end.
I'm sorry I'm so, like, bitter about this, guys. But it's just, like, in any form, I'm tired of people, like, making a promise of, like, I'm going to help someone avoid this terrible fate, and then they sit on it and do nothing.
So we're clear. I'm going to tell you straight up, I do believe she sucks. I do not care for her. My next line was about pushing her into the ocean. But she is also a super interesting character.
Yeah.
But you want to fight her so much at the same time.
No, I already find her interesting, too. It's just that, like, so many times in, like, real life, and so many times in, like, fantasy life, there's just a coward in the way preventing someone from being safe.
Right.
And it's like, if you're just brave for a moment,
Right.
you would protect someone.
Right. Totally understand.
And so, like, this type of character, they're important in books. We all need to hear about them, but I hate them.
Yeah, I get
hate
you.
them.
Don't, you are not going to upset me. I agree.
Yeah.
Gail Cooper is the head butler and probably the oldest person in the manor. He, along with Miss Chester, are the only people who know the history of the Rose family and, therefore, share guilt. He is also trying his best, but it's just not good enough. He's got some wisdom, but he's also not willing to take any big swings to improve his or anyone else's situation. He's not even hot. He's an old man, but he's not a hot old man.
Well, he didn't catch my eye at all, and I honestly was like, I wrote him off as an old chud because he had his nephew here.
I will say he does try to fix certain things, but he makes it... I think he's the most innocent out of the people who are not doing anything, because he does feel like he has his hands tied, and he's trying to make better moves, but he really doesn't know what to do. He also makes a good decision at the end that is very helpful.
Does he know about the abuse?
He does, and this is why I'm saying he's not free of guilt.
I'm not going to call him more innocent. He has here's why.
Yeah.
As a man, he has way more power.
No. He's more innocent for a different reason I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, in the grand scheme, if you're just looking at it on the outside and you only know this amount, he seems just as
guilty as the
just
other
as
lady.
sinful as everybody else. But there's a part missing that I don't think he would have done something. The thing that Miss Chester needs to atone for, I don't think he would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is very interested in honoring the legacy of this family. He's been with this family for a long time because he's an old man. And so he knew the dead mistress, Catherine, and then he also knew, like, her parents. And his, I think, family has served them for a long time. So he's got a completely different thing going on. Mm-hmm. And him having more power actually makes this weirdly more complicated for him. So I'm not saying he's free of sin.
Yeah.
I just think Miss Chester's worse.
Yeah.
And he
if she was closer to the situation and he is in any way not in the situation, like if he really only knows about a small chunk but Miss Chester knew about a larger chunk, then I would agree.
He thinks he knows the whole thing and he still doesn't.
And he still doesn't.
Yeah, he's still missing a couple pieces. So that is where this is.
Don't be a coward.
For real. Ben Cooper is Mr. Cooper's nasty little nephew and another butler at the manor. He's scheming, manipulative, and pretty dumb. Marie is considered naive in universe, but this dude is honestly worse. Choosing to believe in men over women when it really mattered. He's also a coward and a sellout and way too self-important. He also has a weird thing for Miss Chester that really helps earn him the title of Chud. Lord Rose, or Viscount Rose, is a Lord of Greywoods and a total fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And he's also Eileen's only living relative. He's power-hungry and extremely aggressive. He's been known to terrorize servants, family, and guests for fun. Absolutely nothing redeeming about this guy, and his reputation honestly precedes him. He should die, like, for real. There's nothing fixing this man. He's gotta go.
Yeah.
And he's had a reputation for being a fucking nightmare forever.
Kind of suck that people just have to deal with him.
Mm-hmm. I think there's so much regret in certain people about this man. But they're dead, so they can't regret anymore, or whatever. Catherine Rose is the deceased lady of Greywoods and was Eileen's mom. You don't know much about her at the beginning, outside of being suicidal and wanting good things for Eileen, but she was alive and thriving once and had planned a lot of things for her life. She and Eileen have a lot in common, so you should pay attention to how Eileen speaks about people and her situation. Mm-hmm. And then I did talk for a second about the Hastings kid that came by and whatever. Mm-hmm. He has his own agenda. I didn't really mention him a lot because he's a pawn.
Yeah.
Everyone else kind of has a different role. He definitely is a pawn, and I have something to tell you about him later. Which is like, oh, that sucks, buddy. But off pod, we'll talk about it. So, this comic is like the yin to Made in Heaven's yang, or whichever way you want to see it. But they're cousins. They share an odd amount of similarities, while also being extremely different. Like, there are maids, and a lord, and ladies, and murder, and lesbians. But I would say, out of the two, that Ghosts of Greywoods has more lesbianism and much less of a reason to make the main characters suffer. Because I felt like in Made in Heaven, I understood the reasoning for how they ended up there, and I understood it was accidental, and I understood it was like, you're trying to do something. It's folly. It's a folly. Mm-hmm. But you do understand why the people are doing what they're doing, even if it's bad. And this one, I'm like, really? That's your reason? That's stupid.
Oh, boy.
That's a stupid fucking reason. Why are you like this?
Does that reason ruin the story at all, or is it just
no,
like, God?
It doesn't ruin the story. It's just you're like, oh, y'all are some fucked up people. Mm-hmm. Really? Holy shit. That's more the issue. Is like, you're so upset that that's the reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's start with the suffering first, because there's plenty to go around. Let's talk about the suffering.
For all.
Obviously, the comic opens with someone ending their suffering via suicide, which really sets the tone for how miserable things can get for our leads. But nothing is just surface level here. We see Eileen get thrown around, which is abjectly terrible, but the amount of psychic damage going on in that house is ridiculous. So I told you, like, even when Miss Chester did say, like, hey, maybe take it easy on the choking, she immediately gets Darvo and is like, it's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't have been me that did it.
Your job.
Like, I choked, but you made me do it. Which is some crazy work.
It's what an abuser will do.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Like, I personally don't like Miss Chester for a reason you'll find out if you read it, but I can't say that she's not a victim here. She's had little societal or fiscal power her entire life, so it's not like there's much she could have done to help either her prior mistress or Eileen. So her only options were to play spectator to heinous shit or run away and leave Eileen and her mother with no one. It's very rock and a hard place kind of thing. So I still think she sucks. But there is that level of, like, what options did you legally have to do something?
And, like, it's really sad because a lot of these people didn't have legal options, but, like, the option was kill them.
And I believe the other option was to help Eileen run away.
Mm-hmm.
And to foster that situation. Like, do whatever you could to do that. But, you know, I think there's a level of a lot of people, a lot of the servants in this book being very afraid of what Lord Rose could do. And he does own the area around them, like all of Greywoods, like the town.
No, it's very upsetting because I'm like, fuck this man up, kill him.
Yeah.
But here's the truth of the matter that a lot of people don't think about when you have to deal with an oppressor or a tyrant or an abuser of any kind. They normally have some kind of power, and it's normally the fear of the power that keeps someone from acting. But everyone should have a line where they're just like, it's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it to put up with it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's going to be easy to stand up to an oppressor or an abuser. It's going to be hard. There could be things you lose, but your life and your safety should come before any kind of security you have. It just should.
Mm-hmm.
The life of you, your friends, your family, your loved ones should come before any home security, any financial security. Life might get hard for a while if you rat out the manager who's like abusing you verbally and stealing from the company.
Mm-hmm.
But you might actually make life better for you, for many people, and then like for yourself, and then have a better future afterwards. It's gonna feel like it's the worst thing you've ever done, but stand up, man.
Yeah. In this case, I understand better why they're so afraid, because it is kind of hit in the background that Lord Rose could kill anybody that he wanted to and not make it a big deal, and that the grounds in the town that are near his manor, he has full capability to prosecute people and like disappear them or something like that, because there is a character who has to like leave town because Lord Rose is like, I'll murder him in his sleep, and I'm like, dude, calm down. So there is a threat there, but I think the other part comes from the fact that he's orchestrated a situation to make it harder for people to make bonds. Because if you only have two people who know the full story, you've added Marie to it, you have Ben who thinks he knows shit but doesn't, and then you have a bunch of like other servants that have only been here for maybe a year maximum, no one really has time to establish a better group of people to rise up with. Because I feel like if they had kept all of the maids and footmen and stuff from like years ago, this would have changed. And so I think he's smart enough to know, no, we get rid of them because I don't want anybody catching on. So like it really is terrifying.
No, it's a terrifying, manipulative situation. It's so fucked up.
Yeah. So this is a situation where he's kind of orchestrated this. And then, of course, all the servants who had their lives low-key ruined for maybe trying to do something about it, that's also inferred that somebody has tried to do something, and they were fired and also not given a letter of recommendation, effectively making them unhireable. It also sucks that the suffering about the manor has lasted a generation. Shit was bad before Eileen was born, and it's not better now that she's a young woman.
Yeah.
And then, outside of all the bullshit, it's still the before times. So people like Marie's sister suffer tragedies just because.
Yeah.
So people can just lose stuff, and then also this guy's in here terrorizing everybody. Speaking of, well, the main villain is definitely Viscount Rose. The off-screen villain is society. For every terrible little act Lord Rose commits, the things allowing him to get away with all of this is society.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just beat your kid in most places on this earth and have people find out about it and nothing gets done.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to do something. Even countries that have been notoriously standoffish about, like, interfering with how parents treat their children have had a change of heart and are like, well, no, you're not going to do that. You see something, you say something, right? But in this case, with the time that it was, actually, because in the Edwardian period, I don't believe children had rights yet.
I mean, it took a long time.
Children didn't have rights in America in the Edwardian period, and I don't think they had rights.
It was sometime in the middle, sometime after Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, because kids worked in the factories.
Yeah.
At that time. So I believe, and I know in the United States, animals got rights before children did. So I don't think it was probably until like the 1930s or 40s that children actually got some level of rights in this country. So even if somebody had tried to help Lady Eileen from the outside, there still would have been this overarching thing of like, well, you shouldn't have gotten involved in her father's business. And it's like, huh? So it is the reason why the servants are limited in their knowledge and their abilities. It's the reason why child abuse just isn't a thing. And it's the reason lesbianism isn't an option, supposedly. Obviously, people make do, but...
People definitely did it, but, like, you just hid as much as you could.
Yeah. And for characters like Miss Chester, society perpetuates multiple attacks against them. And every single person is also lying their ass off in this. So getting a smooth narrative is difficult, because everyone's lying to everybody about something for some reason, which also makes it crazy. But then you kind of have to lie, because if you tell the truth... Maybe you don't have a job. Maybe you're dead. There's a lot going on. It's just a lot of compounded suffering. Things are bad. And then there's the girl kissing. Marie and Eileen's relationship starts early, though it's clear neither of them have any idea what's going on. They're in a highly charged situation with apparent danger at every turn, so they'll kiss now and think way later.
I mean, yeah. Go for it. Good for Eileen.
Exactly. Their relationship is interesting in that they both see something negative in the other that ends up manifesting as positive. Eileen reminds Marie of her poor sister, someone who's an extreme victim to unfair circumstance. But in spite of that, Eileen never loses her will to live and find a better future for herself. She keeps pushing where Marie's sister couldn't. Because there's even a scene, I think, pretty much right after I cut off, that I think Eileen says she's going to kill her dad and then kill herself. And Marie gets choked up about it because she just lost her sister. And so she's like, please don't waste your life like that. And Eileen's like, no, I can channel this rage to keep living and be a worse person. And then also she apologizes to Marie about it. Like, I won't say I'm going to kill myself again. I think I can get through this. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to live.
But definitely kill your dad, but live.
Right. And that's Marie's point, is like, don't waste your life. You don't deserve to have your life wasted. But killing your dad's fine. Like, killing your dad's fine.
I mean, what you gonna do?
And in Marie, Eileen sees Miss Chester, the woman who abandoned her. But Marie is a total ride or die and refuses to let Eileen continue to suffer, even if she doesn't want to kiss anymore after this. But she absolutely does want to kiss more after this. But it is like a little fear that Eileen has of like, oh, what if she's like not into this later?
What if like later she stops kissing me?
And I'm like, no, you guys keep kissing, you little
Repeat what you just said, but without the slur.
No, I'm just gonna bleep it.
It's Women's Month. How dare you?
I'm just gonna bleep it. I'm just gonna bleep it.
Ass. Okay.
I also enjoyed that, like in Maid in Heaven, they just sort of fall deeply for each other, to the point that they'd make huge sacrifices for the other woman. It shows the desperation and adoration that runs through their relationship, and yet most of their romantic moments take place when they're just quietly spending time together. Because they have a lot of moments where they're just like holding each other, kissing each other, talking about their plans. One of the cross-dressing scenes that I showed Keelz was because Eileen's fantasizing, like, well, when we leave this place, I'll dress like a man so that we can like go out into the world as a couple, and like we'll just seem like a young couple on our way somewhere. And it's like, that's sweet, because for someone who's been trapped in hell,
at least she can dream. Like
her thinking about dreaming and stuff like that, it's so sweet. So there's all these like nice little moments kind of spread out, so that the Yuri really works as a salve for like all the child abuse. You know,
you need it.
Yeah, you do need it. As far as the rest of the story, I have to tell you, it's good. Like, speed read this in one sitting kind of good. Like, I think all of you should be doing this. You mostly follow Marie as she navigates maid shit in her new horrifying life, which puts you front and center as she tries to solve the mysteries of Greywoods. You know, like, why did Lady Rose kill herself? Who the fuck did she marry? Child abuse for fun and sport? Question mark?
Woof.
And when you do follow other characters, possibly more in the know, there's still some level of mystery, because none of the people in this damn comic are on the same page, and too many folks are playing 4D chess with Monopoly pieces. So you are essentially just dragged along through this manhwa, trying to figure out who knows what and if they're trustworthy, and praying that our girls make it out okay in the end. And all of that drama and tension is expertly portrayed by the author. She utilizes grayscale with pops of color for dramatic effect and visual emphasis, which is one of my favorite comic styles ever, and I have a whole other list of artists that I'm obsessed with them because they do that, and it looks so good and so clean. But I think her layouts are what's most conducive to the intense feel of this comic. She's a whiz at moving her eye through the page and making you lock in on specific moments. She's also not afraid of visual metaphor and isn't afraid to draw characters off model or looking monstrous to evoke the proper feelings. So, like, you know, Ben looking like a little snake half the time, Lord Rose looking like a demon at certain points and kind of, like, shifting his face.
How they portrayed him, excellent.
Yeah, they do a great job of making this horrifying, which is what I mean is, like...
This is a good horror
There's
comic.
really no supernatural elements. There's a mention of...
Of a ghost?
There's a mention of a ghost. There's a mention of, like, oh, maybe I saw this person's ghost, like, waving me off, or... oh, well, maybe I'm in the afterlife kind of thing. But that's the most supernatural it gets, and that doesn't really hold a candle to what you would be expecting to be supernatural, right? Mm-hmm. But the parts that feel supernatural are just everyday moments that feel extremely uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And it looks great, and it feels great, and also bad, I guess, at the same time.
Uh-huh.
This is really a manhwa that's a treat to read if you're a comics or art nerd. And also she draws fucking, because I forgot to say...
Awesome.
There's fucking at the end. In the epilogue, there's fucking... It's complicated because this used to be on Pocket Comics, but Pocket Comics went out of business last year, and so the new version is on Tapas or whatever. I'm just gonna have to tell you, you can find the epilogue with the fucking on it, but you're gonna have to search for it. But people will tell you can find the epilogue with the fucking, because they cut it out of the Tapas version, and that's heinous, but it is what it is. Yeah. But there is fucking, and I'm so glad. I'm so thankful.
Again, if you're gonna show strangling and this much abuse, I don't think fucking should be a problem.
That's what I'm thinking. but yeah, like, obviously, she draws fucking, she draws some cross-dressing. Like, this artist is for the girls, and also loves historical fiction with the side of horror. She is awesome. I like She's truly awesome. Ghosts of Greywoods is a comic that contains multitudes. It is both foreign and familiar, depressing and joyous, and upsetting and uplifting. Its plot feels fantastical while staying firmly rooted in the real, old world, and it displays a type of horror that hits close to home while feeling like a thing of the past. Most importantly, it tells us that the true ghosts are the lesbians we met along the way. Mm-hmm. So, if you want to have a horrifying, mysterious, and lesbianic time, Ghost of Greywoods is for you. You can find it on Tapas, like I said, though, you know, the not-so-euphoric epilogue is out there. Please look for it. Don't miss it. It contains blood, violence, child abuse, domestic abuse, murder, death, suicide, choking, broken bones, miscarriage, bad men, battered marriages, betrayal, and Ben.
And Ben.
So, what is your whole rating?
All right. So, before I give my whole rating... You can cut this out or comically beep it, but I need to know, is the child abuse the whole time? Or is there a time when it started?
The child abuse started after Catherine died. So she didn't die immediately. Mm-hmm. So Eileen was born. Catherine was dead by the time Eileen was 5. Okay. And then it seems like there was a buffer period, and then the child abuse started. And so we can estimate that Eileen's probably... that she's in her teens, like her later teens, but she could be old school adult, which was like 16, or she could be adult, which is like 18.
20 or 18.
Yeah. So we know it wasn't for her entire life. Okay. And we know that has escalated Mm-hmm. And then it got better a little bit, and then it escalated again.
Honestly, that helped me, because, like,
she wasn't born... She was born and loved.
Yeah.
She was born into love.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
That honestly just helps me make a decision, because, like, child abuse is bad no matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter when it starts. True. But I always feel worse when it's the whole time, and then you have to save yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. It feels very wrong.
I understand.
So I'm going to give this one, like, I'm going to give this a strong 9 out of 10 mm-hmm. for my whole rating, because I'm very intrigued. I could maybe be disappointed. Like, this is one of those ones where I'm like, I really want to read it, mm-hmm. because it sounds like a 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because I don't know yet.
Fair.
Yeah, but I am very intrigued. Will go read it. It's also very short, so why not?
Yeah, it's easy.
But, yeah, very interested. Very cool. Very spooked.
Do you want me to spoil anything for you?
Yeah, but you gotta finish the podcast first.
Okay. I'll spoil it. All right. If you'd like more from letINK, you can find her on Twitter at letINK, which is LET_INK. Or you could try and find her other Yuri work, Reblooming. Tapa's no longer host it, but it's somewhere.
Is that the thing that I've been trying to get you to read?
No, something else.
Okay, because...
No, this is unfinished.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, because also Reblooming's canceled. So there's like 40-something chapters and it gets canceled.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people, but it's so hard to find this woman's work, and it's really good. She also is currently working on a straight story, like some sort of historical fiction straight thing, I believe, but like I can't decipher the title, and I could not select it to even try to translate the title. Mm-hmm. But if you look on her Twitter, she's posting about it. So if you can find that, go for it. But it's not even listed on Manga Update, so I do not know what it is. Mm. But she is working on that. So if you want to see more of her art, at least, you can go look at that. Want more Hole? Feel free to peruse our socials at hole-chat on Tumblr and Bluesky, respectively. Have a deep inquiry or want to send us cat pics? hole.chat.69@gmail.com is what you'll need. Our DMs are also open, and we love to receive comments, so do with that what you will. I will eventually respond to most of the comments as well. I've been doing stuff, but I will respond to the comments. Just give me a second. And, as always, tell your dad and or your favorite smut-loving buddy about us. Because every new listener validates our gay little feelings. Well, that's all for this week. Thank y'all so much for listening, and tighten up.
Tighten up.